Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is the second episode in our series, Who is Jesus Christ? And in this video, we're going to be talking about how Jesus is the only begotten Son of God. So firstly, what does it mean that Jesus Christ is the Son of God? I know as a Christian, we obviously know that he's the Son of God, but what does it really mean? Well, it certainly doesn't mean that God has a wife and then, God and his wife then had children, No, it's not that. It's that because God is a spirit, he can give life to someone and then that person becomes living and then that person is now his son. We humans are considered to be his sons if you read Romans chapter 8 verse 14 because he gives life to us. He sustains our life if you read Acts chapter 17 verses 24 and 25 and many other passages. So the same thing is with Jesus Christ. And if you read John chapter 5 verse 26, Jesus had said, "For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself." Spirits have children by giving life to them. It is not a physical process where, you have to be with a woman and so on. So that's why he is considered to be the Son of God. But why he is the only begotten Son of God, the reason for that is because the Bible actually tells us that, there was a time God was by himself. There was absolutely nothing else existing. But then the very first thing that he created was Jesus Christ. That's why in Revelation chapter 3 verse 14, Jesus Christ was referred to as the beginning of the creation of God. And if you read Ephesians chapter 3 verse 9, it says the same thing. And then the Bible tells us that Jesus Christ then became the co-creator of everything else in the world. Paul made us to know this in Colossians chapter 1 verses 15 to 17, where talking about Jesus Christ, he said, "Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, both thrones and dominions and principalities and powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist." This agrees with what John had said in John chapter 1 verses 1 to 3, where he said that in the beginning was the Word, that is Jesus Christ. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The phrase was God doesn't mean that Jesus is God Almighty, but he is a God, because as Paul said, there be gods many and lords many. If you read 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verses 5 and 6. And then he went on to say, "And the same was the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made," which is why in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, God said, "Let us make man in our image and after our likeness." He was talking to Jesus Christ there. So Jesus Christ is considered to be the only begotten Son because he was the only individual or thing that God created solely by himself. And then he, with Jesus Christ, went on to create everything else. That's why if you read John chapter 1 verse 10 and Hebrews chapter 1 verse 2, it says that Jesus is the creator of the world. And to understand this whole only begotten Son thing further, you can look at Abraham and Isaac. Isaac was the only begotten son of Abraham, if you read Hebrews chapter 11 verse 17. Technically, Abraham did have Ishmael, but when it comes to what God was doing with Abraham, it was only Isaac that was relevant in it. It was through Isaac that God built the nation of Israel. So just as he used Isaac to build the nation of Abraham, similarly, Jesus Christ is the centerpiece of the purpose of God to reform the world so that it will be as it was in the Garden of Eden. Jesus Christ performed the ransom sacrifice, if you read Matthew chapter 20 verse 28, and since then he's been exalted, if you read Colossians chapter 1 verses 18 to 20, and Philippians chapter 2 verses 9 to 11, to play an even higher role as a king, according to Isaiah chapter 32 verse 1, in bringing the whole world back to righteousness, which is a topic worth another video. But we have a lot of other videos on that anyway, so if you want to understand that better, you can check those out. But I think I'll draw an end to this video regarding how Jesus Christ is the only begotten Son of God. It's very simple. Jesus Christ is the only person that God actually created, whereas Jesus Christ was like the co-creator of everything else that we see in the world today. So if you enjoyed this video, then I'd appreciate if you click the like button and also the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when we come back with another video, you can click the notification bell. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.